While the first chapter of Sun Tzu's work focused on the calculations of the temple, Chapter 2, the scroll of battle preparations, takes us into the brutal reality of the field. The title itself combines the ideograms for to make and conflict. It is the blueprint for strategic planning. Before a single shot is fired, a leader must face the arithmetic of war. This chapter breaks down into three critical pillars. 1. The raising of an army, the distribution of the state. 2. The cost of war, the drain on the treasury. And 3. The mindset and behavior, the spirit of the troops. Pillar 1. The distribution of the state. Raising an army is not just about soldiers, it's about the void left behind. When 100,000 men go to the front, 100,000 workers leave the farms and the factories. In the current conflict, we see this displacement of labor in both nations. In Ukraine, the mobilization of the civilian population means that teachers, engineers, and farmers are now in trenches, causing a massive shift in the domestic economy. In Russia, the partial mobilization led to hundreds of thousands of working-aged men fleeing the country or entering the military, creating a labor shortage that ripples through their industrial base. Pillar 2. The crushing cost of maintenance. Sun Tzu warns that war costs 1,000 ounces of silver per day. He accounts for everything, the heavy equipment, the rations, and even the small items like glue and paint. In modern terms, this is the logistical tail. Think of the millions of dollars spent daily on fuel, drone parts, body armor, and Western artillery shells. Sun Tzu's warning is clear. There is no instance of a country having benefited from prolonged warfare. We see the strain on the state and the reliance on international aid for Ukraine, and the pivot to a war economy in Russia. If victory is long in coming, the treasure is spent, and the state's resources will eventually fail to meet the strain. Pillar 3. The mindset. Victory, not attrition. The final section focuses on the troops. Sun Tzu introduces the danger of damped ardour. If a siege is too long, or a campaign is protracted, the men's weapons will grow dull, and their spirit breaks. To counter this, a master of faith must capture, don't just kill. Bring enemy troops over to your side and use their equipment. Stay fast. Sun Tzu famously says that while he has heard of stupid haste, he has never seen cleverness associated with long delays. The war of attrition in the Donbass is exactly what Sun Tzu feared. When weapons are dulled and strength is exhausted, other chieftains, internal rivals, or external enemies may rise to take advantage of the chaos. This chapter is an invitation to look at the price tag of war. A commander must be thoroughly acquainted with the evils of war to carry it on profitably. If you cannot afford the silver, the labor, or the time, do not start the clock. In the Russia-Ukraine war, the ultimate victor may not be the one with the best tactics, but the one whose state can endure the economic and psychological strain the longest. We have just summarized the opening of the scroll of battle preparations. If the first chapter of Sun Tzu is about the mind, this chapter is about the muscle, and the staggering cost of keeping that muscle flexed. Sun Tzu's warning is timeless. War is a fire that consumes the state. In the Russia-Ukraine conflict, we see this ancient arithmetic playing out with devastating precision. It is not just a clash of soldiers, it's a clash of economies, supply chains, and national endurance. Consider the three pillars we explored. The human cost. Beyond the battlefield, both nations are facing a hollowed-out workforce. When farmers and tech workers become soldiers, the home front pays a silent tax and lost productivity. The silver and the glue. Sun Tzu has spoke of 1,000 ounces of silver per day. Today, that has scaled to billions. Whether it is the cost of a single Patriot missile, or the small items like drone propellers and cold weather gear, the financial strain is the primary enemy of a protracted campaign. The damping of Ardour. We see this in the salami slicing tactics of the Donbass. When victory is long in coming, weapons grow dull and the spirit of the troops is tested. As Sun Tzu warned, cleverness has never been associated with long delays. The longer the war, the more other chieftains, internal political rivals, or external critics begin to circle the exhausted state. The Russia-Ukraine war serves as a modern mirror to Sun Tzu's most chilling insight. There is no instance of a country having benefited from prolonged warfare. A master of fate must understand that every day that war continues, the state's treasure is spent and its strength is exhausted. To carry on a war profitably, one must be a master of the evils of war, understanding that the most successful campaign is the one that ends before the nation breaks. As you reflect on these preparations, remember, the most important calculation in the temple isn't how to start a war, but whether you have the resources to finish it. In the end, the victor is not necessarily the one who wins the most battles, but the one who manages their silver and glue well enough to remain standing when the enemy's treasure is spent.